All right. Welcome back. It's Creative Notice Podcast. It's your boy Adrian Blackwell, Mr. Jeff over there. And today's topic, Kevin Durant said, "Here's my demands. Y'all need to make these needs." And Roquan Smith just coming out the blue with the request for the trade. So let's go ahead and dive up in it. Starting off with Kevin Durant, man. What do you think about that one, Jeff? That one. I'm not the biggest NBA guy with it, so I'll let you do your thing. How you feel about that?
Well, it's two sides of the spectacle on that. I mean, honestly, being Kevin Durant, he, I should say he has a right, to demand something. But at this point, like he at this point in his career, like he's on the older side in a way. So it's a give or take thing. So I understand from his point of view, but also your demands is kind of far fetched. You want to get rid of the GM and also the head coach. I think that's a no go. I mean, he trying to pull a LeBron, and I don't think that's going to work out for him too much.
Is that really just because of his back history? Like you said, he's trying to pull a LeBron, but LeBron brings a lot to the table. Is that what's hurting Kevin Durant at this point because of what he brings to the table? Like we all know he's a superstar, but he's a contributor. He's not like the Kevin Durant. He's not the LeBron James of the Lakers. He's not the Steph Curry, the Golden State
Well,
Warriors,
he's still Kevin
Golden State
Durant.
Warriors. Yeah,
I
but I
think.
mean, is that because? Let me ask you this: do you think a lot of people are not giving him that recognition of that kind of request and pull because of what you know
uh, to
he's
to
done
to
for the
be
team?
fair, he has a point because Steve Nash looked lost out there. I don't think he deserved to be a head coach right now. I don't think he has the intangibles or the playing style to coach, or even the coaching style, I should say, to coach Kevin Durant. Um, and I'm just being honest. From what I seen last year, he just looked lost, And to be fair, Sean Marks ain't really bringing no. I mean, he did what he could do. He brung in James Harden. Um, then James Harden wanted to leave because of all the flip flop stuff going on with Kyrie. I mean, to be honest, the Nets is in trouble. To either end, I think they screwed on either part. If they get rid of GM and coach, they're screwed. I say honestly, but I think Kevin Durant got a point by getting rid of Steve Nash. But as far as everything else, I mean, he better off, go ahead and turn the cheek and go into another team and doing the best he can. To be honest, though, I think they're going based on off last year's stuff, craziness going on. Part of that got to do with Kyrie, part of that has to do on James' part too as well. The whole team is in turmoil last year.
I agree, man. I think it's still. I don't know. I just feel as if Kevin Durant is trying to make, like he's saying, like you say, he's trying to make requests like a LeBron James. But is Kevin Durant not trying to compare each other? But is he a LeBron James of the Nets?
I mean, he was that kind of stature of a player. I don't think he's that stature of a player now. Get based on last year. I mean, honestly, well, to be fair, his team did make the playoffs.
Yeah, but I mean, like he's saying that they need a. This is what he's telling the team. He's telling the owners
Mhm.
they need to fire Nash and the other fella, whatever his damn name is. He's making
Sean
a
Marks.
demand. Yeah, Sean Bar. So he's making a demand. He's saying it's either me or them. Like, is he that type of player that you can bend over backwards and say, you know what,
I
Kevin
mean,
Durant, we're going to do this for you and you only because we got that much faith in you? Is he a LeBron James? Is he a Steph Curry? Is he what's the fellas
I-
the Greek freak?
yeah, but let's
Is he
let's
that?
let's let's not put LeBron in the same category. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Greek,
is he okay?
Steph,
Okay,
Steph
is he?
Curry,
Is
because
he?
they all made the playoffs last year. You know what I'm saying? All these guys except LeBron made the
Okay,
playoffs last year. So this, I don't
we
know
all
why
know how
LeBron
you
is in the
feel about LeBron
conversation.
James. Okay, all right. What about All right. What about the brother down in Miami, Jimmy Butler?
Jimmy Butler. Yeah, I mean, to be like I said, Kevin Durant still a baller. You know what I'm saying? He's still,
I'm not taking his athleticism from him. I'm just saying, is he at the stature to make those kind of demands? Is he at the level in his career where he can make those kind of demands and get those demands
of
meet?
course, he's Kevin Durant. He's Kevin Durant. He's still that kind of guy. He's still that guy.
Okay, let me ask you this: is he the leader of a team or he's a contributor?
Right now, he's not. It's hard to say, man. Like that. See, the Kevin Durant. It was not too long ago when he put on a magnificent series with the Bucks the year before last. So
Yeah.
I mean, he could definitely be that leader type player, but he's leaning more that contributor side because that move he did originally from OKC is kind of like kind of killed him in a way. And I'm not understanding like why he gets so much flack because he did the same thing LeBron did.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he didn't do nothing different. I mean, he just
The only
that's
thing that's different from Kevin Durant is he left a team that he played against in the West. He left for a team that he played against for the Western Conference Finals when it was tied up 3-3. I mean, I'm not going to try to put rain on that parade because that's over and done with. That's the past. But at the same time, I mean, Kevin Durant is still Kevin Durant. It's the fact that him being a piece and being a part of an offense that he can make happen and actually be a leader of that team. He should have been a leader of that Nets team, but things transpired differently.
so. Is Kyrie Irving coming back to the Nets, or is he still out in the trade market?
As to my knowledge, he's coming back. I mean, he agreed to that 1 year deal, so he's coming back.
All right. So let's say you get Kyrie Irving come back, and let's say they meet the demands. Who will be the head coach that will be able to go in and replace? Let's just say a head coach. Let's just throw something out there. Who would be a head coach that you would, if you was the owner, who would you go out and get? Because you let go of the head coach. So at this point, you're trying to
See,
meet the demands
but
for Kevin Durant.
I mean, Mark Jackson, in my knowledge, I mean, to be fair, I mean, if he even interested in actually being a coach again, that should have been one of the top priority and top potentials in the first place. He know how to coach. Mark Jackson is that one that started that whole Warriors dynasty. He don't get as much credit. Steve Kerr kind of swooped in and took ownership of that team and kind of I mean, don't give to Steve Kerr to his Steve's credit. Last year's team was a team that he kind of like brought up to his own and branched in and adopted his playing style toward and his coaching style towards him. But the first championship years of the Warriors, that's credit to Mark Jackson.
All right. So that would be one of your head coaches that you would bring in. So who would be the
No
second
doubt.
one? If you couldn't get Mark Jackson, who would be your number two?
It's
Now,
hard, man.
you got to think this because you don't let your you don't if you let Steve Nash go to meet the demands for Kevin Durant, that means that he's wanting a head coach that can, I guess, facilitate the team
I
that they
mean,
have. He's
to
looking
be
for somebody
honest,
that can give him the direction, right?
I mean, that's just the kind of coaches I have. That's the coach that kind of bring up my head. Honestly, I don't know who's available to be coaching right now. You know what I'm saying? Like all of the good coaches, like Nurse, you know what I'm saying? They all taken. They coaching on the NBA team right now. You know,
Yeah.
so I really don't have no idea. Honestly, he wants Steve Nash to be fired and also Sean Marks gone. So he wants he wants pieces to be added to the team, but and to be fair, Sean Marks did do his job and did the best he can and add pieces to that team. They wanted James Harden. He went out and got James.
Mm.
You know, it's not his fault that everything kind of like went in turmoil. It's not on him. And the thing that hurt James and people got to take in consideration, he was going to the damn free throw line almost 20 times and 30 times a night. People, the refs are, they caught on to, the NBA, they kind of switched that up. So now he's not going to the line as much. So you see a difference in his stats. All it was is a whole stat pack. And, that's all I do. You know, who's good for that? I don't want to get into it too much. So we're talking about Kevin Durant.
All right, so let me ask you this, because this topic is interesting to me, because to me, for somebody to have the audacity to be like, if you want me to stay, you need to get rid of this head coach and this whatever the
GM,
guy was, the
Sean Mark.
GM. Yeah, Sean Mark. I keep forgetting his name. But if a player come to me saying this, what is Kevin Durant? Is he really gonna still be the same Kevin Durant, or are we gonna get the complete opposite? Are we gonna get last year's Kevin Durant, or are we gonna get, like you said, the year before when they went toe to toe with the Bucks? Because
See
I
that?
agree with you. I agree with you. Kevin Durant is good. I'm not knocking it. No, I'm not the biggest fan of the NBA, but I'm not knocking what I see. Kevin Durant is by far a great player.
It
He's up
just
there with the best.
depends. To be honest, it depends on the mental capacity of what's going on. Because, to my knowledge, it seems like it's all over the place. And they got to do something with the Kyrie situation. And I don't know if those guys are on the same path or they seeing eye to eye with each other. So we really don't know.
Yeah,
So like the chemistry on the Nets are really bad. And the only way to fix it, to clear the situation of somebody going to have to deal with somebody. And the market for Kevin Durant is high right now. And other teams have to look at it this way. If they're going to trade for Kevin Durant, were you willing to give up all these first round picks and some good talent for older side? What I'm saying. Kevin Durant is not getting younger. I mean, give or take, got a good 4 or 5 years left.
yeah, I
I'm
agree.
just saying
I agree.
it could be longer, but
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I just to hear something like that kind of demand, he's that means he's gambling on his pure skill sets, knowing that he can take the team. Because I mean, if if I'm the owner of the organization and I let go of the GM and the head coach, then I'm betting on we're going to make it back to the playoffs, and we damn sure better make a run for the finals. You see what I'm saying? So that's my part. What I'm looking at is like, if you let go of Steve Nash, you let go of your GM, will the Nets still make the playoffs? Will they still be able to be competing with the rest of the team that's going to be in the playoffs? Let's just say just coming out the East. Are they still going to be able to compete with the Bucks? Are they still going to be
let
able to compete with the Heat?
let's say you get a new head coach and a new GM.
Yeah.
It's no telling that's going to even happen. You can't. You putting a lot of pressure on a new head coach and a new GM
No,
already.
you putting the pressure on Kevin Durant at this point because you met his needs.
You
You met
think
his needs.
so? No, I mean, you think so? It's not. I don't. First of all, the owner already said that he backs Steve Nash and Sean Marks. So the
Okay.
only thing that's left now is finding Kevin Durant a landing spot that's going to be beneficial for him, and also the pieces that they can acquire for him.
Yeah.
So right now is they not even looking towards meeting his demands. So that's not even the question anyway. But if it was, that's too much pressure for a head coach and GM, especially first year.
Yeah. I agree. I think that'd be something to wait and see how it turns out, see how it plays out. Because, like you say, if the owner is already supporting the head coach and the GM, so it's just at this point is where is he going to go? We already heard rumors about Golden State Warriors already trying to play their hands and trying to get him to come
No,
back.
no, they turned it down.
Oh, they turned it down. Okay, so
Yeah, they said they don't need. They don't need it. I mean, they just
yeah.
won a championship.
I mean, I agree they don't need it. I just think anything to be make it a plus and make it a plus. So, but with them turning it down, where is he going to go from this point? You know what
But
I
right
mean?
now, I mean, like I said, Donovan Mitchell starting to pick up speed. On that trade to the Knicks,
Yeah.
so they could probably piggyback off that. I mean, right now, what they looking for Kevin Durant, they looking for a pretty steep number. I don't know how much they're looking for, but I know for a fact if they're looking for 5 first rounders for Donovan Mitchell, no telling what they're looking for Kevin Durant.
Oh. Well, that's to be a good. That'll be a one to sit back and watch and see how that plays out. But on to the next one, man. Roquan Smith, man, trade request coming out today, man, out the blue. Frustrated with the organization, frustrated with a lot of things. I think you and I both agree if he gets his trade request met, that would definitely be a hurt for that defense.
Yeah, it's a big part of that defense. Roquan Smith kind of stepped up last year and played a big part for that Bears organization.
Yeah.
Losing him is going to be detrimental for the Bears.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be that's a huge void to actually be trying to, we're talking about a team that's trying to make the playoffs. And this point, obviously he don't believe in somebody's philosophy over there. So for him to go ahead and just make a trade request out of the blue, that's huge. Where he's going to go is going to be a problem too. I'm hearing Denver and the Ravens being the top 2 teams.
Yeah.
If any one of those teams lands him, you might want to put them in the Super Bowl category.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, I had to pull it up real quick to do it good. So you got a lot of people out here doing potential landing spots. This is all speculations, but according to a guy, Tyler Sullivan, they have Ravens number 1, Broncos number 2, Patriots number 3, Dolphins number 4, and then the Cowboys number 5. If he goes to the Dolphins, and this is just a team I'm just pick. Hold on, what kind of reaction was that?
Why are we talking about the Dolphins, man?
I'm just saying, if he goes to Dolphins, I think the teams that really need him would need him the most. The biggest contributors would be the Ravens. I say the Patriots, and then the Cowboys. You match him up with Micah Pearson. Micah Pearson. That right there would make the Cowboys a very dangerous defense.
Yeah. Your Michael Parsons. Yeah.
Parsons.
You pair them together. That in Dallas, it'll definitely make some noise.
Yeah.
But again, like I mentioned, in a previous podcast, anytime you have a great defense, you got to have an offense to complement that. And with Dallas, they had the number 1 offense last year, but I don't know if they're going to have that same kind of progress as they had last year. And remember, the reason why they had that kind of success because they was beating up all the below 500 teams. When against playoff potential teams, it was always close. They always, either most likely lost.
Yeah, but I mean, you should expect that when you're playing against somebody at the same caliber. It's just about who's going to execute the play better. But I think with Roquan Smith leaving Chicago, like you said, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be detrimental, but it definitely be a burn or a sting. I don't know if detrimental will be that's a strong word, man. That's like saying they're gonna just nose dive off a cliff. I agree that like Roquan Smith is by far a big pivotal piece for that defense.
You want to bring up what he did last year?
Pick it up. You know I'm a Roquan Smith fan. I'm a Georgia fan, so you definitely know I'm a Roquan Smith fan.
To be honest, he's one of the guys that actually did, that came from Georgia and actually made good progress, So
oh man. The disrespect.
But look, come on, man. Already, man, he had 163 combined tackles. Yeah,
Talking about
68 of
last
them.
year.
This is
Yeah,
last year.
yeah,
68 of them was assists on tackles, three
yeah.
sacks, interception, and a TD. So
163 combined. That's a lot.
yeah, man, because you
Yeah,
understand he stepped in
Khalil
for
Mack.
Khalil Mack.
Yeah,
Mack was
and he
gone.
stepped in, and he stepped in pretty good. And I mean, hell, he was ranked 6th with 95 solo tackles.
Come on, man, like
Hey,
that's a huge void. And to be honest with you, the Bears were, even how bad they were still in contention of making plays, and contention of making noise last year. If they
yeah,
made certain plays that kind of went in their favor, and like I said, they could be put in a position to actually being better. I've
yeah,
seen the kind of training camp footage that's going on right now. Chicago is looking pretty good,
yeah,
so it's probably going to be something worthwhile. But at the same time, losing him, that's a big problem, man.
yeah. Oh, I mean, I agree. I mean, they didn't have the best season last year at all, but he definitely did his part on that team. I mean, his best game was against the Baltimore Ravens, where he had 17 total with 13 solo. I mean, that man was all over the field with 4 assists. You
And
know,
they didn't even have the offense to back them up. You
yeah,
understand? If they had the offense to back up that great defense of last year,
yeah, yeah.
man, we'll talk. The Chicago being a different conversation right now.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely. I agree, man. I mean, I just think, you know, I feel like the organization will do something to keep him. I
Um,
really do feel like the organization is going to do something to keep him because I mean he's one of those players that I will work to keep. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I mean, I agree with you. It will. I don't know. Detrimental is a pretty tough
it
word, but
is, man.
I feel like it'll
That's a
burn. I
big.
feel like it will burn. Like if he leaves, it would definitely burn. It definitely like those tackles.
And
You
did he
would
say
see.
why he's leaving? Like,
Um, it was something about the organization. He wasn't satisfied with a lot of the agreements that they talked about.
not the
And it's
contract or not the contract oriented.
yeah. Um, so I think it had a lot to do with, some of the stuff that he was looking for. Um, and I just think it's just a lot that he wanted from that organization. I was trying to see if I can find that post that he made. I think he made it on Twitter or whatever it was, but he was really going in on it. And he was frustrated, you can tell. So if I was Chicago, I'd definitely work on finding ways to keep Roquan Smith because with him going, that
I mean,
defense
if
is
he took
definitely
the
gonna feel it.
time out and
They
put,
don't have Khalil Mack no more. So if you don't have Khalil Mack to bounce that off, and then you leave Roquan Smith. And now thinking about it, I'm really starting to think about it. Yeah, it'd definitely be
of
different.
course,
It
I, I know what I'm
it
talking about, man. You know,
it'd
yeah,
be a nosedive. I'm starting to think about it. It'd definitely be a
yeah,
nosedive.
it's a problem, man. Khalil Mack is
Yeah,
not there no more.
yeah,
So, and he kind of carried that load last year.
yeah.
Man, Chicago had an amazing defense. If everybody
Oh
played the
yeah,
part, oh man, and they had an offense, a little bit of offense, it would have been a problem.
hmm yeah. Like so, I guess it was a contract that was
Like
out there.
always.
There was a contract out there, and then based off one of his quotes, he was like, "They refused to negotiate in good faith." Smith wrote, and then every step of the journey has been take it or leave it. The deal sent to me is one that would be bad for myself and for the entire linebacker market if I signed it. So, for what he brought to the organization, to that team, and for whatever they offer, I would like to
He need
see
to be
what they put on
paid.
the. Yeah, I would like to see the
Yeah,
contract that they were giving him.
yeah, he
Um,
need to be. Honestly, he needs to be paid. And honestly, majorities the anytime people request for A trade, it always has to do with the contract. And
yeah.
it makes sense. When you put them type of numbers up, you deserve to be paid, hands down.
Yeah, I agree. So wholly, 100% on
So
that
where
one.
do you think he's gonna go? And please don't say
Uh,
Miami or the Falcons.
nah. He's definitely going to the Falcons. I mean, I mean, yeah, he's not going to the Falcons. Likely spot. I mean, if I was a gambling man, a team that needs a linebacker like him, it would definitely be for me. It'll be between the Cowboys and I want to say the
Double down
Ravens.
on what I've said before. My feelings for Roquan haven't changed at all. I think he's a very good football player. I love the kid. Love what he's done on the field.
So yeah. But that being said, yeah, I think give or take, I think it looking like either the Cowboys or the Ravens. Possibly the dark horse being the Broncos.
My dark horse would be New England.
Yeah, I don't think they need no more linebackers.
That's what I said, dark horse.
Yeah, but you know, if he go to the Broncos, oh man, that's going to be a problem. Paired up with Bradley Chubb.
Yeah,
it's looking pretty good.
That'd be a good one, man. That'd be a good one. So that'll be some type of we'll definitely keep an eye on. We'll definitely keep coming back with some updates on that one, man, and really see how it turns out. But you know, as usual, everybody, thanks for watching the Kreative NoTice podcast. We always bringing them hot takes and heat. Like, subscribe, comment, keep helping us grow. And as usual, we out. Peace.